Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Larry Miller on the line, and he's the owner over at Connected Geek. Larry, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm excited to get more into what you're doing over at Connected Geek and how you're helping your clients. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career and in business?
Well, I've been in IT for approximately 25 years. I've been doing IT for corporations as an employee, and as well in the last couple of years, I've been doing it as a full-time entrepreneur unto myself. It's just me as an IT professional going into small businesses and residential doing service and support for any of their IT needs, everything from building a website to helping build out a complete infrastructure network and server-wise.
Man, I love your story, and I think there's a lot of people that fall in that category of they were very specialized. They had, robust careers and technical skills, and then they decided at some point they wanted to launch their own business. So that being said, there's some people out there that are maybe a few steps behind you in that. They're still, they may have the skills, they may have been in and have a very technical, background, and they're thinking about going out on their own, but they haven't quite made that leap yet. What kind of advice would you give to that person that's listening right now?
Just do it. That's the hardest thing to even hear anybody say, but even though it's the most right thing to do, it's taking that leap of faith or realizing that you have the skills within yourself. There's a lot of people in the world right now that say, well, I'm kind of like an imposter. Am I really doing this kind of job? Am I strong enough? Am I happy enough? Am I secure enough in my own well-being? Am I secure enough financially? Well, unfortunately, nobody really is there. And what we have to do is we have to find within ourselves, you find a good mentor, you find good people that support you, you find the people around you that make you successful. And so I've done that. I have a really strong family unit. I have a very strong network of people that make me be a better person. So when somebody wants to go out and try and make themselves their own entrepreneur, their own business person, I think the best day is just, it may be hard at first because being an entrepreneur isn't easy. I'm sure you've told that to many of your followers and your friends and your colleagues. It's a very difficult thing to do, but at the same time, it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life.
Man, that's great advice, and I love it. And I love the way you put that. You said it's not going to be easy, and you're right. It's not. We all learn from the ups and the downs and everything in between. Let's switch it up a bit, Larry. Let's get into what you're doing over at Connected Geek. So first, tell us a little bit more about the business, please.
So what we do here, and it's just a one-man show right now. I'm trying to make it grow as big as I can, as best as I can, and I'm leveraging the environments that I'm around and social media and marketing and those groups around it. But to do that, I'm taking my time and finding the right clients that fit the need that I'm looking for, basically I should say what they're looking for. I have a lot of customers that basically have very old systems, and that's including, their computers, their networks. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking those older environments and I'm upgrading them to state-of-the-art equipment, or if they can't afford it, I find the best equipment they can afford and say, okay, well, just take it one step further. Can you afford this X, whatever that is, and get them to the next level? What I'm really doing that seems to be very successful is that a lot of people are retiring. The baby boomers are retiring, and the Gen Xers are just on the verge of retiring. And what's happening is they're going into their homes. They're happy. They've gone on their vacations. They've hung out with their grandkids. Well, what's happening is a lot of them are having work withdrawal, and they want to go and be a consultant back to their old corporations or their old businesses, or take that mindset and make their own businesses. So they need to have a home office a lot of people don't have a really good home office. So what I'm doing is I'm working with companies to transition those people off to a home office and build them up so they're successful inside of those mini companies inside of their homes and make them successful.
Man, I love that, and it's such a great niche. I mean, I think about those, what do they call them, like fractional executives. And a lot of people that maybe they don't want to be a full-time CFO anymore. Maybe they don't want to be a full-time CEO, or maybe they just want to be a consultant, and they have, they're still very young, so they're in their 60s or so, and they're really young still, and they don't want to stop working, but in the same sense, they're done with the 70 hours, or they're done with the 60 hours, or they're done with having to travel all the time. So to upgrade and to have a correct home office that lets them function in their day-to-day, and at times they're more technological, in my opinion, because now they're working, if they're just starting in consulting, they're working with clients all around the world potentially, whereas in their past they may have only worked very locally, depending on if they were like a manufacturing company or something like that, then maybe they only had more regional clients. No, I love your niche. I love what you're doing, and I see the service 100%. As soon as you explain it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. So what is your so do you work remotely with clients? Do you work in what areas geography wise? There's some people listening to it right now that are in that exact niche that you mentioned, and they're thinking, oh, I need this guy. What areas do you serve?
Southeast Michigan is from Lansing to Flint to everything else in between southeast of that. I've been doing that. I've been in Michigan for a good part of 25 years. Before that, I was in California, where you are, I believe. And now I'm here with a family of 4, and I have 2 grown children, and they're doing great. And I'm trying to make sure that everybody has the best IT experience they have with me, trying to help them succeed at it.
Man, I love it. And so if somebody does want to reach out to you to get more info on Connected Geek, what's the best way for them to do that?
You can go to my website at connectedgeek.net, or I'm on social media, every single platform practically, under the handle of Connected Geek. That's just the word connected and the word geek, all one word. So.
Perfect. Well, hey, Larry, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work that you're doing over at Connected Geek to help your clients. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, share this with your friends, your family, your colleagues. I mean, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Larry, thanks again for coming on the show.